Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for tuning in for another edition of Truthbuster News. I am your host, CJ of Truthbuster News, and today is Tuesday, October 17th, 2017. Well, with the developments of this investigation at an apparent standstill, with the lack of a release of any credible information, by the corrupt FBI that has taken full charge of the Mandalay Bay false flag shooting attack. And the details thereof put forth by independent and alternative media journalists is real truthful information that which we rely on to get to the bottom of this situation. Now, as we all are aware and know, that one of the key people and factors of the investigation disappeared last week. Jesus Campos. He was set to have 5 interviews with mainstream networks last Thursday. And from that point on, he is still nowhere to be found. It has been pointed out that there is no social media affiliation of any kind with Jesus Campos. He doesn't have any kind of social media page on all of the platforms available out there. So trying to find this guy's whereabouts is extremely difficult. At least to us anyway. I mean, the deep state and the shadow government, they know where he's at, if this guy even exists. He could be just a fictitious character to continue the narrative put forth since day one of this attack and continue the agenda. That it was some lone nut that carried out the attack, which is anywhere far from the truth. But a lot of revelations have been made, and I want to give props due to all of the real journalists, the citizen, independent, and alternative media journalists, and even those that have never thought of doing such an ordeal or going down this venturous path of exposing the truth. And to the survivors that have came out and given their testimony that debunks the official narrative. So I give all of you a big thank you. But in regards to Campo, again, his whereabouts are unknown. I want to go over with you a article or two one is from Blacklisted News, titled, "I'm Concerned." It's highly unusual. Vegas massacre security guard remains missing. And this is Bradley from Zero Hedge. Following reports of his disappearance late last week, after numerous timeline changes and fact clarifications by the Mandalay Bay, the FBI, and Vegas PD, Jesus Campos, the security guard, who may or may not have been shot by Vegas massacre shooter Stephen Paddock, remains missing, and friends and family are concerned. As we noted Previously, the general story of Campos' disappearance appears to have been confirmed by ABC journalist Stephanie Wash, who tweeted Thursday evening, "Media scrum tonight as we learn security officer shot in Vegas attack Jesus Campos whereabouts are unknown." Jesus Campos was set to do 5 interviews tonight per union president, but they lost contact. "We were in a room, we came out, and he was gone," she also tweeted. Details are now emerging of Campos' last whereabouts and contacts. As Fox News reports, David Hinkey of the Security, Police, and Fire Professionals of America, the SPFPA, told reporters Friday that he got a text the night before saying Jesus Campos was taken to a UMC quick care facility, though he did not specify where or whom the text came from. A spokesperson at the UMC Quick Care, which has 8 locations throughout the Vegas area, told Fox News on Monday they had heard nothing about Campos visiting them. Hickey said Campos had requested to go public and wanted to tell his story and move on from the October 1st shooting investigation. For the past 4 days he's been preparing. We had a meeting with MGM officials, and after that the meeting was over. We talked about the interviews, we went to a private area, and when we came out, Mr. Campos was gone, Hickey told reporters, according to Fox 5 Las Vegas. "Right now, I'm just concerned what my member is and what his condition is. It is highly unusual," Hickey said Friday. "I'm hoping everything is okay with him, and I'm sure MGM or the union will let media know when we hear something," he said. Police said he was shot just before the crazed gunman killed 58 at a music festival on the Vegas Strip, though the sequences of events is still in dispute. An independent journalist reported on Twitter that Campos' family is under a gag order. However, that remains unconfirmed. Campos was seen photographed in public on October 10th, accepting an SPFPA Hero Award for bravery in the line of duty while dining with Hickey and others at a high-end Vegas steakhouse. So here's a very couple important questions that Blacklisted News put on this story that they failed to cover. Question 1, okay, is that a representative in the security company that Campos works for seems to be going along with the script to a point. Now, I've seen the video of Campos that have been put together by independent journalists or just people in general that want to find out the truth. Some of the work I looked at, the videos that I watched, they uploaded a screenshot of Campos at this event as reported here. And then in the Vegas steak room with officials with the company he works with. Now, something I find compellingly peculiar is that, and the person who I don't remember the person who put the video out, otherwise I would say who it was, mentioned the fact that it looked like the image had been photoshopped of Campos in the pictures of him with the other guys around him standing up for a photo shoot, and then also sitting at the table. So I'm gonna get a hold of the photo in the video and see if I can't run it through a software that detects different lighting sources in the photo to see if it's authentic or not. And I will get back to you on that. It might take some time, so bear with me on that. But the question is this. Okay, Stephanie Wash had a meeting with before the interview, and then he was gone. And it also says in here, Hickey, along with Campos, sat down with MGM officials to get him ready to be interviewed. Evidently, they were coaching him into things to say and not say, because we all know that how MGM is in collusion with this investigation, because they run the Mandalay Bay. And it just came out that 2 weeks prior, the shooting, George Soros bet $42 million short on Mandalay Bay stocks to fall. The MGM stocks to fall. So, these representatives, these personnel and security company met with MGM and Campos and had a meeting with him before the interview. And then he disappears before the interviews are conducted. And we all know that red flag. But here's another. Campos was at this award ceremony October 10th. Now, if he was coherent and able to be mobile, why didn't he do an interview before the 12th? Because he's supposed to do the interview October 12th. Why didn't he do that beforehand? If somebody had good conscience and good heart, wanted to tell the people their account of what happened, and he's definitely involved, because he supposedly got to a gunfight with Stephen Paddock 6 minutes prior. Paddock allegedly shooting rounds from the broken window at the Mandalay Bay. All right. So if that was true, won't you want to test it up beforehand, before the interview he's supposed to go on, and not go to some award ceremony to be awarded a hero award by the company that he works for, or has an affiliation with Mandalay Bay and or the MGM, probably a contract deal as private security? You know, one would think that they would choose the latter action. Get their account out first, and then go to the award ceremony. But still, to this day, no one knows where he's at. And that is still without saying if this guy even exists. Because there is no database search on him whatsoever. It's like he's a ghost. Except for the fact that is put out by mainline propaganda news that he was a security guard for the Mandalay Bay the night of the shooting. He got in the spotlight. But if you try to do any kind of database search on this guy, and others have, they've reported on it. Nothing comes up on this guy. No social media. They can't run an SSI background check. When they try to run an SSI background check, the name doesn't match the person with the SSI number. So my thing is this. Hinkey, the spokesperson, who is speaking for Jesus Campos, as I read in the article, got a text from UMC Quick Care. But the company, and a lot of all their locations, don't have any recollection of Jesus Campos being seen at a clinic, for whatever reason it might be. So again, there is more disruption to getting in the truth getting foretold. Now, I'm not saying that at this moment I'm going out on a limb here, in which I am. I mean, this is just my own thoughts from gathering from what I read to you here. Because think about it, with all the surveillance technology out there of every business, from a convenience store to a gas station, hospitals, clinics, all over the nation, even your streets, intersections, traffic lights, they all have cameras. Federal authorities have drones. Local PD have drones. They have massive database searches systems they can search for. Isn't it odd that they're not devoting time to find this guy? Hell, they can find anybody within a split second. But yet, this portion of the investigation and story has been brushed aside. They have satellite tracking technology through your GPS on your phone, your automobile, any portable device has built-in GPS. And we all know that. So they could find this guy if he even exists. They could find him in a heartbeat. And once he is found, send somebody out to go gather him up. And bring him to a safe location. But that's not the case. That is not the scenario. That is not the situation. So, My bottom line is, my opinion, is that this guy doesn't even exist. Because if he was such a person of interest in this matter, they would do whatever they could to find this guy. But instead, to them, it's of no consequence. It's a second-rate matter for him to be found. So that's why I think he doesn't exist. Now, I could be wrong. Yeah, if I'm proven wrong, that's fine. But at this moment where it sits, the things I stated here with the advancement of technology and surveillance, kicks up a few notches that he doesn't exist. This orwellian state we live in. They can track you through your social media. They can get your GPS, triangulate your location by pinpointing the ping signal off your cell phone between tower and device. They've even shown that on TV programming. All these things I'm telling you, you don't take me at my word. Do your own research. Come up with your own hypothesis, your own discernment, your own thinking. I'm just trying to get you to be a critical thinker. To say, hey, wait a second. This society that we live in, we're under the microscope 24/7, 365. And they can't seem to find this guy? Give me a break. So I'll leave that in closing. I want to thank you for tuning in for another edition. I greatly appreciate your viewership. If you have any news tips for me regarding this matter or others, please send it to truthbusternews@gmail.com. Like my video, share my video, please, if you would. Comment below. If you don't want to like, that's on you, but at least share it. So that way other people can see what I'm trying to get across. God bless, be safe, and survive another day. You can also find me on Twitter at TruthbusterNews. Good night.